Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive? We're tackling Cardano today.
Yeah, it's been making some noise.
It has, yeah, popping up all over my feed lately,
Yeah.
and that price jump got everyone talking.
For sure. Currently sitting pretty at number 9 in the rankings.
Not bad at all. But hold on, 0.7251. That's a far cry from its peak back in 2021.
Oh yeah, remember that. Over $3. Quite the ride.
Talk about volatility.
Ugh.
Okay, crypto's known for wild swings. What's the deal with Cardano specifically?
Well, that's the million-dollar question. Just hype. Or something more fundamental going on.
Right. Gotta look beyond the charts. Speaking of which, Cardano's real-world use cases are pretty interesting.
Yeah, you don't see this every day. Agriculture, education, even fighting counterfeit goods.
Whoa, seriously. That's way more than just a digital coin. Tell me more about these applications. Like agriculture, how does that even work?
So picture this, a project in Ethiopia. They're using Cardano's blockchain to track coffee beans.
Wait, really?
Yeah. From the farm all the way to your cup. Ensures farmers get fair prices and, you're getting the good stuff.
Wow, that's actually pretty incredible. So much for crypto just being about making a quick buck.
Right. It's about transparency, accountability in the supply chain, too.
Makes you think about the bigger picture for sure. Oh, and speaking of impact, Binance is offering zero-fee Cardano trading in Japan.
Yeah, that caught my eye. Big move from them.
Right. Like, what's the strategy there? I think they see huge potential in the Japanese market.
Could be. Or are they trying to boost trading volume? Maybe even a bit of both.
Interesting. It's like a high-stakes game they're playing. Okay, enough market talk for now. Let's get technical. Cardano's blockchain is proof of stake, right?
That's right. And it's a big deal compared to Bitcoin's system.
For sure. Way more efficient, I hear.
Yeah.
Break it down for us. How's it work?
So proof of stake versus proof of work. Two main ways to secure a blockchain. With proof of work like Bitcoin uses, it's all about miners solving complex problems. Gobbles up tons of energy and computing power.
Yeah, not very eco-friendly.
Exactly. But with proof of stake, it's all about validators. They stake their own crypto to participate.
Stake their crypto.
Yeah, basically putting their money where their mouth is. Shows they believe in the network.
Interesting. So no more energy-guzzling mining.
Nope. Much more efficient. And it aligns incentives. Validators want the network to succeed.
I see, I see. So Cardano's positioning itself as a more sustainable alternative.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, but then there's this whole Vasil hard fork thing. Sounds intense. What went down there?
So a hard fork, it's essentially a major upgrade. Think of it like a software update, but for the entire blockchain.
Okay, big update. Got it. And this one focused on
Speed and scalability. Crucial for Cardano's growth.
scalability, right? Always hearing about that. Why is it so important?
Well, imagine more and more people using Cardano. It needs to handle all those transactions without slowing down or getting too expensive.
Makes sense. If it can't keep up, then it's game over. So this hard fork was like paving the way for future growth.
Exactly. A vital step. Gotcha. All right, moving on. The Cardano Foundation just dropped its first financial report.
Yep. Big step towards transparency.
Huge. Especially in the crypto world where things can be a bit, well, opaque. Why is this such a big deal?
Well, it builds trust. Shows they're willing to be open about their finances, important for investors, especially the big institutions.
Makes sense. They want to see where their money's going. So what did this report reveal?
They spent $19.22 million in 2023. And a lot of it went towards boosting adoption.
Adoption, huh? Like how?
They're investing in things like the Alkin programming language, makes it easier to create smart contracts on Cardano. Plus, they're supporting stake pool operators. They're the backbone of the network.
Wow, so they're really putting their money where their mouth is. Oh, and get this. They're partnering with the United Nations.
Yeah, I saw that. Pretty impressive.
Right, like a crypto project working with the UN. That's a whole other level.
Definitely shows their ambition. Using blockchain for social good and all that.
Right.
Makes you wonder how it'll all play out, though.
For sure. Lots of potential, but a lot of unknowns, too. Okay, let's talk education. The report highlighted some big investments there, like the Cardano Academy and the Cardano Summit.
Yeah, education is huge in the crypto world.
Right. Why is that?
Well, for one, it helps people understand this stuff. Blockchain can seem intimidating, but education can break down those barriers.
Totally agree. The more people understand it, the better.
Exactly. And it fosters a more informed community, people who are actually engaged in making responsible decisions.
And I bet it attracts developers too, right?
Oh, absolutely. Developers are the lifeblood of any blockchain platform. They build the apps and use cases that drive adoption.
Makes sense. Okay, so education check. Now let's talk numbers. The report revealed their asset portfolio, a cool $478.24 million.
Not bad.
Right. What stood out to you about their holdings?
Well, they're heavily invested in ADA, their own cryptocurrency, but also a good chunk in Bitcoin.
Interesting. So they believe in their own project, but also hedging their bets with the OG crypto.
Pretty much. It's a smart strategy. So what's next for Cardano? The foundation laid out some ambitious plans.
Yeah, they did. More adoption, more sustainability, even greater transparency. Sounds like they want to be a major player.
Definitely. And they're focusing on solving real-world problems, not just another pump-and-dump scheme.
I like that. But let's be real. Every investment has risks. What are some potential challenges for Cardano?
Well, regulatory uncertainty is a big one. Governments are still figuring out this whole crypto thing. Any new laws could shake things up.
Yeah, that's always a wild card. What else?
Competition's fierce, too. New blockchain projects popping up all the time. Cardano needs to stay ahead of the game.
So it's a constant race to innovate? Makes sense. But amidst all this excitement, we got to acknowledge the risks.
Absolutely. We're just exploring the possibilities here,
Right.
not giving financial advice or anything.
Right. Just trying to understand Cardano better. So after all this, the big question is it living up to the hype? That Ethereum killer talk?
Good question. But maybe a better one is Cardano carving its own path? They seem to be focusing on real-world use, sustainability, community building.
Like they're saying, hey, we're not just here for the hype. We're here to make a difference.
Exactly. That focus on impact could be a big differentiator.
Okay, so maybe it's not about killing Ethereum, but about forging its own destiny. What else makes Cardano stand out?
Well, their commitment to sustainability is pretty unique, both in terms of energy use and their partnerships like with the UN.
Right. It's like they're trying to be the good guys of crypto.
Yeah.
And that Vasil hard fork can't forget that. Big win for scalability.
Huge. It's all about handling more and more transactions without breaking a sweat. Essential for any blockchain with big ambitions.
They're laying the groundwork for the future. And then there's the transparency factor. That financial report was a major move.
For sure. Openness and accountability. Something a lot of crypto projects could learn from.
Agreed. Okay, so we've talked about the good stuff, but every investment has risks. What are some potential downsides for Cardano?
Well, regulatory uncertainty is always looming. Who knows what governments will do next?
Yeah, that's a nail-biter for sure.
And then there's competition. The blockchain space is like a jungle out there. Cardano needs to keep innovating to survive.
It's a constant evolution.
Yeah.
Makes sense. So it's not just about the technology, it's about the whole ecosystem.
Exactly. The community, the developers, the investors, they all play a role.
So what's the takeaway here? What should listeners be thinking about?
Cardano's young, it's got potential, but it faces challenges too. Weigh the risks and rewards carefully.
Like any investment, it's a gamble, but hopefully a calculated one.
Right. And do your own research. Don't just follow the hype.
Words to live by. And remember, we're not financial advisors, just providing information and insights.
Exactly. Empowering you to make your own informed decisions.
So as we wrap up part 1 of our Cardano deep dive, let's leave our listener with this. Don't be a spectator in the crypto world. Get involved, do your research, help shape the future.
Couldn't have said it better myself. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring. Who knows what amazing things are just around the corner.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Cardano. We'll be back soon with part 2. Until then, keep on learning and keep on diving deep.
Absolutely. And for anyone intrigued by Cardano, the best advice: stay curious, keep learning, keep exploring.
Love that. Don't just take our word for it. Dive into those sources yourself. See what resonates with you. Maybe you'll become a Cardano enthusiast. Or maybe you'll find another crypto project that piques your interest.
Exactly. The point is to be an active participant in this space, not just a spectator. Get involved, do your research, form your own opinions.
Couldn't agree more. So what's that one thing you'd leave our listener pondering about Cardano? What's the question they should keep in mind?
For me, it all boils down to this. Can Cardano truly balance its ambitious goals with the realities of the crypto market? Can they maintain their focus on sustainability, social good, while navigating all the volatility and competition?
Ooh, that's a good one. It's like walking a tightrope between idealism and pragmatism.
Yeah.
It'll be fascinating to see how they navigate that.
Indeed. It's a story that's still unfolding, and we'll be watching closely.
Well, that wraps up our Cardano deep dive. We hope you found it insightful, thought-provoking, and maybe even a little inspiring.
And as always, we encourage you to keep the conversation going, share your thoughts, your questions, your own deep dives into Cardano. Let's learn together.
Absolutely. Until next time, stay curious, stay informed, and keep diving deep. You know, when we started this whole deep dive, I was a little skeptical.
Yeah.
I'd heard all the Ethereum killer talk,
Yeah.
but was it just hype? Did anything surprise you during our exploration?
Well, I was already familiar with Cardano, but their commitment to real-world applications really stood out.
Right.
Especially that UN partnership. They're not just talking about it. They're actually trying to make a difference.
Yeah, that was a big one for me, too. It's not something you see every day in the crypto world.
For sure. It shows a different side to crypto, doesn't it?
It does. But it makes you wonder, how do they balance that idealism with the realities of the market?
Exactly. That's the key question. Can they walk that tightrope? It's easy to get swept up in the hype. The price swings the tech race.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it's about impact. Are they actually making a difference?
It's not just about being the next big crypto. It's about using this technology for good. And that brings us back to your question. Can they balance their ambition with the reality of the market?
Yeah, I think that's the core challenge for Cardano. The crypto world is constantly changing. They'll need to adapt, attract developers, build a strong community, keep innovating.
It's a lot to juggle.
It is. But if they can stay true to their values while navigating this crazy world, who knows what they can achieve?
It's what makes this space so fascinating to watch.
Yeah.
All this innovation, all this potential, but also a lot of uncertainty.
It's a wild ride for sure. But ultimately, it's up to the users and investors to decide Cardano's fate.
That's a good point. We've given our listeners a framework, but the decision is theirs.
Exactly. It's about personal empowerment, making informed choices.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into Cardano, let's leave our listeners with this. Don't just sit on the sidelines. Get involved. Ask questions. Do your research. Be a part of this incredible revolution.
Well said. Stay curious, stay informed, and keep exploring the world of blockchain and cryptocurrency. Who knows what the future holds?
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into Cardano. Until next time, keep on learning and keep on diving deep.